about you guys.
Has a different voice and a different understanding.
Okay, welcome everyone to Offsite Dirt. We are featuring the high performance build. My name is Mark Willie, and with the construction news, with all the dirt on Offsite Dirt, we bring in amazing people, and a new member to our team is a familiar face for you all. This is my good friend from British Columbia, Sean St. Amour. How's it going, brother?
Hey, thank you very much, Mark. Glad to be here. We're going to talk about high performance build and all the great things that are going on in this part of the marketplace because, it's great. We have two exciting things that we get to talk about: offsite, prefab, and really we need to bring them together to create better buildings. So happy to be here for HPB. We can shorten it up, but high performance build is pretty good too.
High performance build, the HPB on the OSD. So acronyms are important, right?
Yeah.
Language is important.
Yeah.
You and I are familiar with the terms, and episode by episode, the more we do, the more the marketplace will become familiar. So maybe we could back up and say high performance is bookended by principles.
Yeah.
What are your 5 favorite principles, Sean?
Well, glad you bring that in because, talk about language is we've been introduced to the pacifist principles. And sometimes because it was derived by physicists in Germany, even though it's got roots in Canada, it's got roots in Iceland, roots kind of around the world. But it's all about building better buildings. And in doing so, those 5 principles would be is making sure our buildings are airtight. So we've got our 6-sided box, making sure it's nicely gift wrapped. And I always kind of kid around, when we give our clients the beautiful gift wrapped home or building, let's put a bow on it because, again, they're getting a gift. Number 2 would be is the part of the airtightness is high performance windows and doors. We love seeing the outdoors. We love being in our, cocoons, but we need to see nature, need to see the outside world, and having a glazing system, a daylighting system that can enjoy that space matters, but they need to be high performance as well. So then after that, it's the sweater. When we were kids, we're saying, hey, mom and dad, turn up the heat because we're cold on that maybe winter day. And they're like, no, put on a sweater. Well, we now can do that to our buildings. And by putting that sweater on the outside, we actually reduce the thermal bridging that can occur through our structural elements. So then now we've got our sweater on, we've got our gift wrap box, we can actually see the outdoors. Now we need to make sure that we can breathe, and we put on a fresh air machine. And so all of a sudden, bam, we've got this really excellent controlled environment that we can model, we can determine, we can figure out how much performance the glazing needs to be, how much performance of the sweater needs to be, how much performance of the air tightness, because we can put on our lovely red door of truth and measure and quantify the air leakage. So this is what's exciting is, as we move to high performance, it's not just putting our thumb up to say, hey, great job. It's actually about figuring out those fine details of how that high performance is determined, how it's calculated, and then prove the model, test the model, and then enjoy the model.
100%. And we always do that first virtually. We do that in our conversations. All that modeling is done. And then in the field, our favorite term, yours and mine, is the mock-up. So it's creating that sequencing so that the steps involved, the continuity needed of those different materials is a word you're going to hear time and time again from us, because it's one thing to have the benefits of these incredible materials, but if you don't have the right step to put them on, you're going to be bringing in more work. That's why building it virtually is the way to go, whether it's a site-built project, right, sticks on the ground, whether it's a panelized project, prefab, modular, or volumetric. That stitching on how those windows come together is so important. And Sean and I will always be here to deliver that conversation again and again because we love this topic.
Yeah. And I mean, for us, it's we could continue to build code buildings, but you know what? We know how to build better. And by doing it better, you get the benefits, which is comfort, health, energy efficiency, less bugs, less dust, And actually, the one that I think is even more prevalent these days is resilience. Being able to live in an environment where you could have extreme heat or extreme freezing, the Arctic breeze comes through and we have these, really cold temperatures. We can be in our homes and be comfortable and enjoy the space while Mother Nature is doing crazy things on the outside. So yeah, resiliency is key. And now that we know the stuff, we should be able to do it. We should be able to do it affordably so that we all get to enjoy it. And so putting on a little bit of extra of tapes and membranes, putting on our different solutions for air barrier, different type of insulation materials, all contributes to a better building. And when you know how to do it better, why don't we just do it that way? We know we can. And again, Mark and I are here to help teach you individuals, if you're interested in this, how you can do it. We have a great community that we're involved to. And so we're going to bring in different experts, different people that have created these kinds of things so we can showcase you different types of buildings, that how they went from being a code builder or code creator of structures to high performance, because we know it's important and we want you to be building better.
That's right. The predictability of the performance, that delivery of the fresh air. We start with all these conversations because the products and the process, the building science and the building systems, it is very cohesive. And that path along the way, there's going to be terms, there's going to be things you see, and you're going to want to run with them.
Yeah.
And it's great to have that focus that you want to run with it. But then we're going to say, hey, let's dial it back, because what you heard about is for this particular set of goals in this particular typology, in this region, and with this orientation with the sun. So we're actually going to pause and say, what is your plan?
Yeah.
We're going to ask, that's a question you will always hear for Sean. I wanted to say it first, right? We could steal each other's lunch when it comes to questions, but this is a practice. This is a practice. And when we talk about it, when we communicate about it, we'll get to what is right for you, what is right for your dwelling, for your office building, for your multifamily, and what is available. This is a good one, Sean. What is available in your market with the skill set and materials around?
Yeah. And even just take another step back is our other good friends. I mean, we're stealing a lot of different language from other friends that have made us better in our fields. And so, we want to share, collaborate with you, and really, we're part of the collaborators of the knowledge, curators of knowledge. Sorry, Mark, is what I was looking for. Curators of knowledge, because we want to share, we want people to learn, want to give you an opportunity to build better. And so you've probably heard a lot of language that we've indicated or we've said, because we're pulling it into us, because we've had to learn of how do we take some of that maybe nerdy building science stuff that we really enjoy and that you should also learn at some point. But at the very beginning, we're trying to make sure that you understand about why you should be building better. Why does high performance matter to your work? And so that's why we're here. In that whole, what is the plan? I love it because typically, you're defining the goals of your project, and then it's a question of how do you execute it? And then once typically you've got the vision, you put that vision down, hopefully not just on a napkin over lunch. You've now converted it into a digital format. And then we get into the digital twin, where we get into looking at all the nook and crannies of your vision before we go and build it, because that whole pre-planning phase, really matters. And so not only is it, what's the plan, how do you execute the plan, and then how do you verify the plan? Like, that's very part of the higher level of how we're going to kind of initiate this whole conversation, is when you're looking at the high performance build, again, what is the plan? What is the plan? What is the plan? We can't hammer that enough into you, because I know I've had my colleagues and my mentors hammer that into me. And so paying it forward.
Yep. Test and verify, community over competition, curators of content, right? All this are phrases we'll use again and again because we enjoy this collaboration. We are taking green steps forward in our communities. We are learning from your communities. This is Sean St. Amour. This is Offsite Dirt. This is the high performance build. Sean, take us out.
Well, thanks everyone. Appreciate you. Come back for more because we'll be here to keep continuing growing the pie of high performance. We know our slice is going to grow. We're going to eat it up and we want you to. Take care. We'll see you soon.